once you fall in love with self, you realize that external circumstances, external things don't change who you are.
This is our love story. This is our journey.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Our Love Journey.
I love it here. Literally my favorite place.
Guys, Mpumi today, I don't know, she just came out looking like a snack.
Listen, I got a new wig. I wanted to change the color, so I learned how to dye my own wig.
Yeah.
And then a friend of mine, Bully, taught me how to lay a wig. So I'm learning all these things, and obviously I can faga ishi. Yeah.
It's
So
amazing.
I'm just exploring.
You can learn every day. In case you guys are not watching it on YouTube, Bumi's got a whole full face beat right now.
Okay,
And
I
she
tried.
didn't do a shoot. She's not coming from some interview.
Did
She did it
myself.
especially for this podcast. So
Yeah, I like it. I'm learning,
love
and
it.
Also we under lockdown, so
Sure. Babe,
we
which
can.
concealer is this one?
Babe, come on.
Ah.
Also, I'm learning a new skill, so I'm getting quite interested in how to do my makeup properly and my hair. So
no,
I'm
you're getting
enjoying it.
better.
Anyway, let's get into today's
Today's topic.
episode.
Yes.
Okay, let's start with a review. We love these; they're my favorite. This one is from Mrs. P, and she says, and she's given us a 5-star, and she says, "Guys, I'm absolutely in love with you both beyond comprehension. I've been married for about 5 years now, and every day is a learning point where my partner and I are concerned. Marriages have different faces. We're all molded based on what works for us. Listening to your podcast makes that apparent beyond words. Most instances, we want to look like what other people look like, only to find that not every ingredient works for every marriage. Learning like major from your podcast. Thank you highly, guys, for being open about your experiences." Love that.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Mrs. P. I'm just always happy when people review and give us a 5-star.
Yeah.
And yes, I think marriage is a lot of times, like I always say, there's no one size fits all.
Yeah.
Every marriage is different. And I think our job is to just express how we navigate our differences.
Yeah, I think I also enjoyed what she said, or loved what she said about every marriage has its own ingredients.
Yes,
Like there's
yes.
different things. What works for our family might not work for another family. But what's
Yeah.
important is that we all find the rhythm of our marriage.
Sure. That's so good.
And today's topic is prioritizing yourself in a marriage / a relationship. Is it right? Is it wrong? Because, and the question, the reason why I start by saying, is it right or is it wrong, is because we know that when you get married, you become one, and you're
Yes.
dying to self and sacrificing yourself for your better half.
Correct.
But is it okay to prioritize yourself as well? And what does that look like?
Sure. It's such an interesting topic because I think you know what it is. It's balance. Like it's balance.
Okay.
We all need balance, especially in marriage. Because the other week we were talking about being selfless.
Yeah.
And how when both parties are selfless, it creates such a great synergy in the marriage, and like everyone is basically fed of whatever needs they have.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, there is prioritizing yourself. There is making sure that you are happy. Now, I think of prioritizing yourself as basically taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't mean be selfish. It just means be aware of what you need to be your highest self.
Love that.
So if there are certain things that you need as a human being to be your best self that you can give to your spouse, then you need to prioritize making sure that you do those things.
Yeah. I think it's really important.
100%.
And I speak for women, where I think we grew up it wasn't really a thing where women put themselves first. As I think our mothers, women in general always have put themselves last. Like
Yeah.
first the kids, the husband, the home, the family, and then the woman is left with the scraps for themselves.
Yeah.
But I think now there's a new generation of women rising up who are not allowing that. I mean, I listen to Red Table Talk where it's Jada, her mom, who is 67 and looks like she's 30 years old.
Yeah, that
And
family, the genes.
it's amazing. And I just discovered her podcast, and she talks about how she takes care of herself, from her sexual health to her mental health to even her physical health, because she just feels like life has just begun. So in terms of prioritizing self, I realize that I think I'm the best servant to you and our family when I'm fulfilled.
Always.
Yeah, when I'm prioritizing my goals, my dreams, gunning for those, prioritizing my mental health, my physical health, and
You
even
have
my
to.
sexual health. It's so
Yes.
it's
Come on
it's
now.
so important. And I think as we grow, sticking on the sexual health point, as we grow in our relationship, I'm starting to discover what it is I like. Whereas before, I think I
starting
was
to help you find out what you like. You better
Before-
make sure you word it right.
before I was shy to say, this is what I like. This is what I enjoy.
Exactly.
Exactly. And then now I think as I'm coming into my own, more confident
Coming
and
into your own.
Yes, coming into my
Coming
own.
into your own.
More confident
You heard it here
and
first.
realizing how good it is for all of us that I'm true to self.
Yes.
It just spills over. So I definitely think it's important. Is it wrong? Is it right? I think it's right. But like you said, it's not about being selfish. So it's not always
Yes,
about
yes,
me. But it's I pour into myself so that I can pour into others.
Yes. A lot of times, especially if you are serving and in a relationship, a lot of it is serving and being of service to the other person, you run out
Yeah.
because you're not being filled.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to have a heightened awareness of your fuel tank.
Yeah.
Guti, how full are you?
Yeah.
And everyone's got their own thing. Like with you, it can be, making sure that you do your meditation,
Yeah.
you're working out,
Yeah.
you center yourself. With me, it can be my music, it can be running, it can be anything, so just making sure that you keep like tabs of where your fuel tank is
Yeah.
by making sure that you're not giving more than you
And then
actually have.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then you start to hate what you're doing.
What you're doing, yeah.
Because now it's almost like you taking away from yourself to give to people
Yeah.
because you're not sufficient.
I mean, I just think a little story time. I think I have shared this before, that in our first year of marriage, when I was in a place where I didn't really know what I wanted out of life or what I was meant to do.
Yeah.
And you have always known that like music is your thing, music is your calling, and you've been like set on that from the get-go. You're one of those lucky people who've always known. And I thought that's both our dream, like for me as well.
Yeah.
And when I used to watch you live out your dream and I didn't know how to live out mine, I was so frustrated. And I was always in a very negative state until I got to a point, I think I spoke about this on my podcast, where I surrendered to God and I said, God, help me discover what's my thing. I want to find my thing. I want to find that thing so that when I see you living out your purpose, I can support you and cheer for you with my whole heart and not feeling like, what about me? And you never want to be in that place in your relationship. So I think now I know what's my thing. I'm very confident in what my thing is. You're confident in that. And that's why I think we can cheer for each other so loudly. And it doesn't take, like my light does not take away from your light. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think you're right. I think a lot of times, if you don't prioritize yourself, you start to, for lack of a better word, like envy your partner
Mona.
who might be doing that.
Yeah.
And so it causes fight because some people just naturally do it anyway.
Yeah.
They're not going to ask for permission.
Yeah.
And some people might feel like they have to sacrifice themselves.
So let's make it a little person specific, gender specific. What does prioritizing yourself mean as a man personally?
Okay, I'm not gonna go gender specific because, like I said, I feel like a lot of times when we do go gender specific, we isolate certain people, we exclude people who might not be that. But I will go the route that I think TD Jakes was talking about, and he was just talking about your being an introvert or being an extrovert.
Oh yes.
So I think it depends on that. It depends on what centers you.
Yeah.
Do you like to be centered in, amongst people? Is that where you find yourself when you're with a whole lot of other people who have similar energies, or your friends or your family?
Yeah.
Or do you find yourself centered when you like alone in your own space? Like, so once you figure that out, then it's just a matter of factoring that into your lifestyle, making sure that you are making time to do that. If Gutimina, I'm my best self when, I'm with my friends and family, then schedule regular friends and family time.
Yeah.
Like, don't deprive yourself of that because that's where you charge up. or if you know Guti, you know me, I actually love having moments to myself.
Yeah.
And spending time in like a secret place. Do that. So it's just finding out what works for you and making sure that you're being consistent in adding that to your lifestyle.
Sure, I love that. I think personally, to personalize it for me, prioritizing myself, like you spoke about it, is the mornings. My mornings are off limits.
Sacred.
And they're sacred. And as much as it would be ideal to cuddle in the morning or to be with the kids in the morning, I need that first hour of the day to focus on me. And that's when I read the word. I'm a terrible person if I don't pray in the morning.
Yeah, no, you're not nice
Yeah,
at all.
like I'm one of those people who need a whole lot of Jesus in the morning. So I get my Jesus in the morning. I read the word. I have my lemon water, and I read a book in the morning. And then I have to have my workout as well. On days where I don't get my workout, I can feel that something is off. So for me, prioritizing myself is sticking to schedule, having my morning routine. And most importantly, for me, it's fulfilling my goals and my dreams. I have a lot of checklists, things that I have to tick off on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Those things make me feel like I've put myself first, and they help me also put other people first and help me also serve. So that's kind of what prioritizing. Yeah. And then also the fun stuff. I think a spa date every now and then.
Important.
Time with my girlfriends. I found that time with my girlfriends is important, especially because we're all married, and it gives me. I feel like it makes me fall more in love with you.
Yeah.
Because you hear the perspectives of how the different marriages are, and then you realize, no, man, like we're good for each other. I've got this good.
You know what? Actually, it's normal.
It's
Certain
normal.
things are normal.
Yeah. And you know what? I've got the best, and they feel like, you know what? My
They've
man's
got
the
the
best
best.
for me. Yeah. So having some girlfriend time
Good perspective.
gives me a good perspective of our relationship, and when I come back, I'm full.
We are voot.
Yeah, vuta. And I don't expect everything from you. I don't
Yeah.
expect you to be my skincare partner. There's certain things that it's nice to talk about everything, but there's certain things where you're just not interested in it, you know, and there's someone else who could be. And so I think having that is important.
My prioritizing is basically me, and this is something important, and I want to bring this up because I just realized, like, I know a lot of people say you have to pray in the morning, you have to meditate in the morning. I'm just not that guy.
Yeah.
I'm just not that guy.
You've tried it.
And I've tried it. It just does not work.
Yeah.
I'm just cold in the morning. I'm tired.
You
I'm
just want
grumpy.
your coffee.
I am coffee guy.
Yeah.
Like, I want to wake up in the morning, come downstairs, make myself a cup of coffee. I want to listen to music in the morning.
Yeah.
I want to put on some song that gets me vibing. I want to
Crazy
go out.
how opposite we
I want to go
are.
out on a run. Like, I want to get myself up.
Yeah.
And then when I come back, then I can open my Bible, what's happening here, even on my phone even.
Yeah.
And I'm just being real with you guys
Yeah.
because, like, I think the stigma of trying to have a routine that is, like, accepted by, you know, theologians
Yeah.
or people who are supposed to know gurus, you
Yeah.
know, wake up at 4:30 a.m. I'm just not that guy.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll tell you something.
But there's nothing wrong with that because I'm that guy.
She's that girl. I'm so much happier when I'm being honest with myself.
Yeah.
And just allowing my life to unfold the way that feels natural to me.
Yeah.
And being true to that, you know, not to say that I won't do it. I mean, there's times when I need to do it and I have done it. And you know what? In the summers, I might wake up a little bit earlier. And generally, I wake up earlier than I have in my
In
life.
your whole life.
I don't wake up at 8.
Yeah.
I'm like maybe 7 o'clock guy.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And I just realized that I used to put so much pressure on myself and I'd just be not a nice person because at the end of the day, you don't want to build a routine that makes you unhappy.
Exactly. I think that's so important to
Because
touch on that.
now you have a routine,
But you're miserable.
but you're miserable.
Yeah.
And it's like you ticking boxes,
Yeah.
but you're not happy.
Yeah.
I would much rather be happy and make sure that I'm working around getting my boxes to fit my happiness.
Yeah.
And that's just something you have to figure out for yourself. Go to
Yeah.
what works for me. I mean, everyone's got a different routine.
Yeah.
And routines are seasonal. That's another thing.
I think that's another thing I've learned is that routines
Yeah.
are seasonal. I mean, a year ago or a year ago, I was 5 a.m. club, and I really, really needed
And
that.
you were
and
in it, and it made you so happy.
And it made me happy, and it was necessary for my career at the time, necessary for my discipline and for the things I wanted to achieve. Whereas now, I'm
You're
not
6
in
a.m.
the I'm 6 a.m. club now, and it makes a whole lot of sense for where I am.
It works for who you are right now.
Yeah.
It works with your life right now. And I think we need to factor that in. Whenever you're building a routine, it needs to be practical.
Yeah.
If you have kids, there's just certain things that are not practical.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have kids, there's certain things that are not practical also.
Yeah.
So it's like, figure out what is your journey.
Yeah.
What does your life look like?
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I'm a musician. So there's certain things I don't have to do. Sometimes I want to work in the evening. Sometimes I want to work after 8. Sometimes I want to, So
Yeah.
I've built my schedule to say, okay, the kids are down in bed by 7:30. I can put in some work from 8 to 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's something that works for me. It works with my current climate, my
Yeah.
life. And it makes me happy because I'm able to do things in a way that, doesn't make me feel like I'm being almost bombarded by life.
I think it is also important to mention, though, that I believe we all go through a stage where we need to make sacrifices.
Yeah.
We get to a point where having that morning routine
Is not
an option. You have to have that because you're still building disciplines in your life. So if you don't have disciplines at all,
Yeah.
you can't say, oh no, 10 a.m. works for me, because it's kind of, it has to work with the goals that you've set for you. What are your goals? Do you have the time for your goals? Do you have what it takes to achieve those goals? What is it that you need to do to establish that space? And also going back to that relationship thing, does it work for your relationship? Does waking up earlier work for your relationship, or going to bed later work for your relationship? At the end of the day, as much as we're prioritizing ourselves and taking into consideration our differences, we still have to find a meeting point where it says, okay, our goals align here, because we do at the end of the day believe in those shared visions, like we did in the last season, a vision for the family.
So now the cool thing is what we've done or are kind of doing is we're aligning our routines, where Umpumi will wake up at 6 a.m., she'll do her thing.
Yeah.
And then at 7 a.m., I'll bring her a cup of coffee or a glass of warm water with lemon. And then we get to share by that time, you've, filled yourself with what you need.
Yeah, I've got a
I'm
bit of
currently
Jesus.
feeling,
Yeah.
you've got a bit of Jesus.
You
So
got a bit of coffee.
I've got coffee. So it's like we're meeting somewhere,
Yeah.
and there's certain things that, like she said, these are non-negotiables.
Yeah.
These are things that they're just in place in life.
Yeah.
We have to do this. We have to have time for each other. We have to do date night, even
Yeah.
though we haven't done it in a while,
Yeah.
which is a problem. But, we got to do these things. We
Yeah.
have to play with the kids. We have to do all of these things. And then you prioritize yourself. But yeah, it's just finding that balance more than anything.
Absolutely. I've got a quote for us before we get into our question. And the quote it's from Robert Morley. It
Robert
says,
Morley.
"To fall in love with yourself is the first secret to happiness."
Wow. That is so true.
Absolutely.
That is so true. I
Absolutely.
will speak on my own, just in my own experience, is that once you love yourself, there's very few things that can get you down in life.
Yeah.
Very few things can make you feel like inadequate.
Yeah.
Everything is bliss.
Once you fall in love with self, you realize that external circumstances, external things don't change who you are. So even in your relationship, once you fall in love with yourself, it's very seldom do you act out of character to maybe spite the other one or
Yes.
whatever. But everything you do kind of stems from a place of love.
I think so. I think you overwhelm yourself with love to a point where that's all that comes
That's all
out
that
of
matters.
you.
Yeah.
And you're right. I think the way to say it without kind of sounding like like we over exaggerating about, but once you love yourself, nothing matters more.
Nothing matters more. That's a good
Right?
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let me get our question for today. Please pass me my laptop. Here's my story. I'm in a relationship with my guy. He's broken. Our relationship is just one-sided. I believe in love and I'm hoping that he will change one day, but it's difficult. I moved in with him and my family doesn't know. I love and I love him, but at the same time, he's emotionally abusing me because when I tell him how I feel, he actually makes me feel bad for being honest. I'm only focusing on making him happy. I can't even focus on myself. I'm a second-year student and I hardly focus on my books. I don't know whether I should go back home or be patient with him. I tried to make my story short because I am with him. I don't want him to see. It's important to notice that she is 21 years old.
I'm laughing a little bit because like I just watched a thing today on Instagram that I think works perfectly. Just that message that I watched was from Pastor Rich Wilkerson, who's one of my faves.
Yeah.
And he said, you choose stocks based on potential. You choose a partner based on their patterns. So this thing of saying, I'm hoping one day he'll change, you don't go into something with that. Like, the way you find someone, you need to be happy with the way they are at that particular point. In fact, it's gotta
too
be
much, man.
even if you never change.
Yeah.
That's how you gotta look at it.
Yeah.
And that for me is a huge red flag. If you're going into into a relationship with someone and you want it to be serious, and the whole thing is based on if they change,
It's a problem.
it's a problem.
Yeah,
You
because they
gotta-
might never change, and you need to
you
be
have
okay
to
with
make
that.
sure that you're looking at the patterns of the
Yeah.
person, and they have to be consistent with who you want them to be.
Yeah, and I think it also ties in with what we were saying. You're sacrificing your books. You're sacrificing your truth with your family. You're sacrificing yourself. So what good is it in the relationship?
I
From what
find-
it sounds like the only thing, I like to think of it this way, if there's hardly any reason to stay in a relationship, it's mostly because of the sex. Because sex has a way of making things seem like,
Blurry.
it blurs things out. Now, the fact that you've moved in with him, your parents don't know, your books are taking a step back, nothing's cute. So the only thing I can assume is cute is the sex. So that's never ever worth it.
Yeah, and I think this what I've found to be true, and this is with us, and we spoke a bit about it in our first episode, is that in a relationship, especially when you guys are dating, the relationship should edify.
Yes.
A person should be making you better,
Yes.
as opposed to worse. If someone
Sure.
is making you worse while you are dating, nothing says that when you guys are married, this
Things will
person
change.
will be making you better.
Yeah.
So if at the very least you should be with someone because you know what, Chomi, he makes me a better person,
Sure.
or he's making my life so much more better. And if that's not what's happening, I don't think there's anything to build on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think listen, I didn't have to say anything. You've answered this really greatly, but I do think choose yourself, choose love. You're young, you're 21. The
Yeah.
world is massive. Choose your
The streets are waiting.
wow.
for
But in essence, study, man. Have a
follow
good relationship.
Follow your passions.
Follow your passions. Follow your dreams. The
Find
right
yourself.
person will find you being busy with you, and you won't have to sacrifice yourself, your books, or your family.
You should
Yeah,
never
you
be
should
asked
never, ever.
to let let your light dim down
Yeah.
because of someone else.
Yeah, I hope this helped. And
That's today's episode.
And that's today's episode. Love you guys. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends and family. We love
Till
you
the
lots.
next time. Cheers.
This is our love story. This is our journey.